guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. Maine is sounding the alarm. A warning issue for the entire state faces wildfire risk. A special weather statement from the National Weather Service warned that the entire state of Maine was at an elevated risk of fire danger on Monday, October the 6th, 2025. Now it says here, our primary time for wildfire risk will usually be in the spring, not in fall. Alright guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also the description box. Thank you again for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. Alright, so let's see what's going on here, guys. Once again, Maine is sounding the alarm here. Our primary time for wildfire risk would usually be in the spring. National Weather Service warning coordination meteorologist told Newsweek. Fall can be a secondary time for wildfire risk, in particular in years like this when we had a drought. The National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement warning of elevated fire danger across every region of Maine on Monday. These warnings come during a period of persistently dry weather accompanied by dusty winds, which significantly increases the risk of uncontrolled wildfire spread. The advisory emphasized the importance of increased personnel responsibility in preventing wildfire, which can spread rapidly across dry grasses, leaves, and brush, endangering communities and first responders throughout the state. Man. Well, it's not the West Coast, it's the East Coast, and this one's way up there in the northeastern part near Canada. Alright, so we are praying for a lot of people out there in Maine. We do have families that live up there in Maine. It says here, you have the National Weather Service Gray and Carambon offices reported that throughout Monday, a combination of very dry air and breezy southwest winds would elevate the wildfire risk in Maine. Relative humidity values were forecast to drop to between 20 and 35% in the afternoon, depending on the location. Concurrently, southwest winds of 10 to 15 miles per hour, with gusts of up to 25 miles per hour in some regions, were expected to further dry the fuels, now creating conditions where fires could ignite and spread rapidly. So again, if you live out there in Maine, you may want to prepare yourself. One thing I tell you about Maine, I mean, it's a lot of there's a lot of land out there, a lot of land. The risk covers both western Maine, including towns such as Farmington, Lewiston, Auburn, Portland, Rockland, and Bridgeton, as well as northern and eastern Maine, encompassing communities like Allagash, Fort Kent, Presque Isle, Bangor, and Bar Harbor. Extra caution should be taken to prevent wildfire, the National Weather Service advised in its bulletins issued early Monday morning. Now it says here, you have warm condition, raise the risk further. Already, Carambon has broken a 79-year-old daily temperature record, and 75 degrees in Carambon, Maine at this hour already breaks the previous record for this date, which was 74 set back in 1946. the National Weather Service in Caribou, Maine posted on X. Wow, almost 100 years. Officials urge residents, this is the one here, officials urge residents and visitors to take preventive actions, including consulting with local fire officials before conducting any kind of open burning and strictly complying with state or local fire regulations. And that's something that we're dealing here in the state of Florida. We cannot be burning stuff now. Again, I have a big land, and usually, the summertime, we burn wood and everything, and but for some reason, we got the notice. Well, everybody in Florida got the notice, no burning due to the heat. All right, so it's been really hot. Now we had a drought, but that was like in the beginning of May. But now the temperature is kind of nighttime. It gets a little breezy now, but we still under no burning wood and stuff like that. Official urge residents and visitors to take preventive actions, including consulting with local fire officials before conducting any kind of open burning and strictly complying with state or local fire regulation. The National Weather Service also underscored the danger of unattended campfires and stressed the importance of ensuring that all fires are fully extinguished before leaving a site. And there's a fine for that too. You have the dry and breezy weather system is forecast to persist through the afternoon and is expected to weaken only with the onset of evening as wind gusts diminish and relative humidity increases. Now, the warnings issued by both Gray and Caribou National Weather Service offices reiterate that even small sparks under these conditions could cause rapid fire spread. Now, residents in affected areas, including major population centers, as well as rural and forested communities, should exercise caution around any sources of ignition. The risk of wildfire danger is expected to lessen by Tuesday night, as a cold front is forecast to bring lower temperatures and rain. That's amazing. One thing about Maine is that they have, again, amazing weather. It gets cold, and then the next day it gets hot. So it says here, the National Weather Service, Cowboy, in a post on X in the early morning hours on Monday, said record-breaking warmth expected today with sunshine, a southwesterly breeze, and inland highs in the low to mid 80s. Very warm again Tuesday. So if you live out there in Maine, again, just make sure you guys are well prepared. The National Weather Service, Gray, in a post on X, said a cold front will bring widespread rain Tuesday night into Wednesday. Most of the area has high odds of seeing between 0.5 to 1.0, 1.00. This will be followed by cooler temperatures and another stretch of dry weather through the rest of the week. So what happens next? Well, it says here elevated fire danger is expected to subside as rain enters the area on Tuesday. However, the ongoing risk of wildfire highlights the importance of continued vigilance until a sustained period of wetter and less windy conditions returns to the state. Maine residents are strongly encouraged to check with local fire officials and follow all current fire advisories and restrictions, especially regarding outdoor burning. The National Weather Service will continue to monitor fire weather conditions and issue updates as necessary. Once again, Very important news here. Warning issued to Maine. The entire state faces wildfire risk. All right, give me a second here, guys. I don't think that's a evacuation warning, though. Hold on, give me a second here. Give me a second here, guys. I want to see what's going on with this one. Expert warn of elevated risk for brush fires across Connecticut. Wow, Connecticut too? Alright, so you have Maine and Connecticut. October marks the beginning of brush fire season, and the state officials say with little rain and dry conditions, the risk of fires is high. We had extended dry periods 8 to 10 days of nothing. Lots of drying occurring and periodic, it says here, rain, so we have to be careful. So it says here, Martin says, last fall, there were over 600 brush fires that burned over 500 acres of land. The most impactful being the Hawthorne fire. So we are nowhere near those type of conditions this fall. But lessons learned. We need to be ready. I'm just going to read this part here, guys, because the advertisements. So being ready starts with being careful. So it says here, most of them that we've seen so far has been because of people improperly throwing their cigarettes out the car windows, trying to extinguish them in a mulch bed or a flower pot. Well, the cigarette butts is the one that's causing it, according to some experts. Now, in addition to disposing of cigarettes properly, once again, give me a second here, guys. There we go. Considine is also asking residents to be aware of campfires. We do ask, if you do have a campfire, try not to have them in the woods at this point, he said, adding, if you have one at home, you should keep it at least 10 feet away from anything, like leaves. Considine also recommend double checking with your local fire department for potential burn bans. Alright, so that's Connecticut. So Connecticut is also sounding the alarm. Okay, so let me take you to this next news here, guys. The National Hurricane Center. Alright, and one thing I tell you, this year has been really strange. Hurricanes going on, storms. There was nothing. We still have October and November, but it seems like we might have a good year. No hurricanes for the Carolinas or Florida, or again Louisiana, New Orleans, or Texas. It seems like this year has been pretty decent, but it's still too early. So, but give me a second here. Yeah, it seems like this is all the information here, guys. I'm not saying anything else. But again, be prepared. Always be prepared. Again, Maine, Connecticut, those are the two states that's sounding the alarm right now. But this is all the news that's coming out, and I would keep it updated when it comes to these wildfire. You guys already know Canada is like one of the big ones. California, but there's been a lot of them. There's been so many things happening in the year 2025. And this, again, 2025 is going to go down the history book. There's been a lot of things that happened. Charlie Kirk, Voddie Baucham, John MacArthur. so many others. Strong heat wave, earthquakes, wars. I mean, you name it. 2025 has been one of those shocking years. And then pretty soon we're going to see 2026. 2030 is going to be the big one. There's going to be a new world system that's going to come to place. But again, prepare yourself spiritually, physically, and mentally. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. For those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.